Hello friends, in last lecture we were solving the questions from exercise 2.2. We solved up to 9th. Now we'll move further. So here I'll start from question number 14th. Okay, find the simplified value of, or simplify, it is on page number 72. Okay, exercise 2.2, question number 14th. That is the first question of this lecture. Find the simplified value of 256 raised to minus 4 raised to minus 3 by 2, minus of 4 raised to minus 3 by 2. This we have to simplify. 256 raised to this minus, then 4 raised to minus 3 by 2. Okay, so let us see how to solve this. 256, okay, raised to this minus, I keep it as it is, 4 raised to minus 2. So 4 can be written as 2 square. Okay, 4 I do write as 2 square raised to minus 3 by 2. Okay, try to understand this minus sign I took as it is. Here at the place of 4 I wrote 2 square and this minus 3 by 2 as it is. Therefore I do write 256, okay, raised to minus. Now over here this power is 2 and again there is a power minus 3 by 2. So I can say here power law must be applied. So here I do write 2 raised to 2 multiplied by minus 3 by 2. Okay, now 2 and 2 will cancel out. So here I'll get 2 raised to minus 3. So here I do get 256 raised to minus of 2 raised to minus 3. Okay, this 2 and 2 will cancel out. So 2 raised to minus 3. Now further here I can write this 256 raised to this minus, and over here I can write 1 upon 2 cube. To make this power positive I have to write in this way: x raised to minus m is equal to 1 upon x raised to m. Using this I can write 2 raised to minus 2 in this way. Okay, so finally over here we have 256 raised to minus 1 upon 8. Okay, 256 raised to minus 1 upon 8. Now I do write 256. See, as I told you again and again, in maximum cases, as it is 8 over here, it is quite possible that you will find something raised to 8 equal to 256. For that you have to find the factors of 256. Okay, so let us find the factors of 256. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, it is exactly 2 raised to 8. So therefore here I can write 2 raised to 8 raised to minus 1 upon 8. Okay, so this can be written as 2 raised to 8 multiplied by minus 1 upon 8. So this will become 2 raised to minus 1 or 1 upon 2. So this I can say is my final answer, 1 upon 2. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. Okay, so again let me explain you once again. Okay, better to note it down first and then I will explain. Okay, so let me explain you this once again. See, there was a minus. So first I simplified this 4 raised to minus 3 by 2. So 4 I wrote as 2 raised to 2 minus 3 by 2 as it is. Then over here I applied the power law. So I'll multiply this. 2 and 2 cancel. So 2 raised to minus 3. Now as the power was negative, so to make it positive, I wrote 1 upon 2 cube. So ultimately here I got the this simplified or 4 raised to minus 2 is actually minus 1 upon 8. Now I wrote 256 as 2 raised to 8, that I show you that how to get that. Then again I applied the power law, 8 and 8 cancel, 2 raised to minus 1, which is actually equal to 1 upon 2. Okay, so that was question number 14th. Okay, now next I'll take question number 16th. If x equal to 2 and y equal to minus 2, then okay, question number 16th is x is equal to 2, y is equal to minus 2, then we have to find the value of x minus y raised to x minus y. Okay, x equal to 2, y equal to minus 2, then we have to obtain the value of this. So not that much difficult, but yes, there are some things that you have to take care about. So here I'll put the value x equal to 2 minus, now y equal to minus 2, so I'll put in this way. Now see, it is y raised to x minus y, it is not this. Okay, some of you consider like this, and then what you do, simply x 2 plus 2 raised to 2 plus 2, so that gives you incorrect answer. Now x is equal to 2 minus y equal to minus 2. So first we'll simplify this. 2 minus minus 2 is definitely 4. So this gives you 2 minus. Now maximum of you do this 2 minus 2, so that you do write 2 plus 2. Then over here again you do write 2 plus 2, 4. And then you go like this. Okay, then in that way you will get this answer, but might be the answer is same, but definitely method is wrong. So let us see how to simplify this further. This definitely, this will become 4. Now over here 2 minus, now minus 2 raised to 4, that is 16. So here answer is minus 14. Okay, 2 minus 16 is minus 14, and if you take this plus 2, then answer will be 18. Okay, so in that case method is also wrong, answer is also wrong. So this is the final answer. Please note it down. Okay, now next we'll see question number 18th. Four raised to x minus 4 raised to x minus 1. If 4 raised to x minus 4 raised to x minus 1 is equal to 24, then we have to find the value of 2x raised to x. Okay, 4 raised to x minus 4 raised to x minus 1 is equal to 24. So we have to obtain the value of 2x raised to x. So let us see how to solve this. 4 raised to x minus 4 raised to x minus 1. See, again over here the very first thing that should come in your mind, the power is x, and we have to find the value of that expression that contains x. So ultimately you need the value of x, and to get the value of x in such type of questions we have to make the bases same on both sides. So here first of all I can apply the quotient law in reverse direction, so that I can take 4 raised to x common. So this I can write 4 raised to x upon 4 raised to 1 is equal to 24. So here applied law is x raised to m minus n is equal to x raised to m upon x raised to n. This law I applied. Okay, this is quotient law only. The only thing is I applied from right to left. Okay, now from these two I can take 4 raised to x common. So here I will get 1 minus 1 upon 4 is equal to 24. Now on simplifying it further, here when I take LCM 4, I will get 4 minus 1, that is equal to 24. On further simplification, I will get here 3 upon 4. Okay, now on the left hand side we have base as 4, or I can convert in as a base of 2. So now these numeric values I will take on another side. So when I do so, let us see what I will get. Here I can write 4 raised to x is equal to 24 multiplied by 4 upon 3. Okay, this 4 will come in the numerator, 3 will come in the denominator when we change the side. 4 raised to x. So here I'll get 32. Now see, on the left hand side power base is 4. 32 cannot be represent in terms of 4 raised to something directly. 4 raised to any natural number, it is not possible to write 32. So better to convert both sides as a base 2. So here I can write 2 square, and this is directly 2 raised to 5. So I can write over here 2 raised to 2x is equal to 2 raised to 5. So here I got that expression in which the bases on both sides are same, and as soon as the bases on the both side bases are same, I can write here 2x is equal to 5. It means when the bases are same, I can say the powers will be equal. Now what I need, 2x raised to x, that means I need x. So here I can say x is equal to 5 upon 2. So I have the value of 2x as well as I have the value of x. Now what I need to find, 2x raised to x. So I'll start with that. Now 2x raised to x. So therefore I can directly write 2x equal to 5, or if you want to write x equal to 5 too, again you will get the same. Here 5 raised to 5 by 2. Okay, 2x equal to 5 and x equal to 5 by 2. So now to simplify it further, see, this is 5 raised to 5 by 2. We already solved this type of sum. Now here numerator is greater than denominator, so I have to write numerator as sum of two terms such that one term must be the multiple of the denominator. So here I can write 5 raised to 4 plus 1 by 2, and further I can write 5 raised to 4 by 2 multiplied by 5 raised to 1 by 2. So here again I can say I applied the simple, it's not any law, simply I take it separately. So, or if you want to add one more term, you can do this, and in next step you can write 5 raised to 4 by 2 into 5 raised to 1 by 2. So this 5 raised to 4 by 2, that is 5 square, and this 5 raised to 1 by 2 is root 5. So my final answer is 25 root 5. This is the final answer. So please note it down, then we'll see the next question. Okay, now next is question number 19th. Okay, question is if 10 raised to x is equal to 64, if 10 raised to x is equal to 64, then you have to find the value of 10 raised to x by 2 plus 1. 10 raised to x upon 2 plus 1. This you have to obtain. 10 raised to x by 2 plus 1. Okay, so I'll give you 1 minute. Think, because we did some question related to this. So think by your own that how you will proceed. Then I will give you its solution. Okay, let us see its solution. 10 raised to x is equal to 64. So very first thing that sometime comes in your mind, that to get the value after finding the value of x, we'll get the value of this. So over here that concept won't work. Without actually finding the value of x, it is possible to find the value of this. There are two ways. I'll give you both the ways. See, here I have 10 raised to x equal to 64, and here I have 10 raised to x by 2. That means if I take power 1 by 2 on both sides, I do get some part of this expression whose value I need to find. So here I do write 10 raised to x raised to 1 by 2, okay, is equal to 64 raised to 1 by 2. So this gives me 10 raised to x by 2 is equal to, now 64 is actually 8 square raised to 1 by 2. So here if I apply the power law, I do get 10 raised to x by 2 is equal to 8. 10 raised to x by 2 is equal to 8. Okay, now I'll come to this expression whose value I need to find. Okay, now however I can proceed this further to get this, but it is better to start with this. Okay, now 10 raised to x by 2 plus 1. So this can be written as 10 raised to x by 2 into 10 raised to 1. Why? Using which law? Product law. Product law says x raised to m into x raised to n is equal to x raised to m plus n. If I see it in reverse direction, it is x raised to m plus n, so I can write this. That means base raised to sum of two powers. So with same base with separate powers multiplication. So here I wrote this only. Now this value I have already, 10 raised to x by 2 is 8, and this 10 remains 10. So here ultimately I will get 80, and this is my final answer. Okay, so please note it down. Then we'll see the next question. Okay, now next is question number 20. We'll see over here. Okay. Question is, if g equal to t raised to 2 by 3, if g is equal to t raised to 2 by 3 plus 4 t raised to minus 1 by 2, then find the value of g, then find the value of g when t is equal to 64. Okay, you have to find the value of g for the given value of t is equal to 64. So let us see how to solve this. See, we have g is equal to t raised to 2 by 3 plus 4 t raised to minus 1 by 2. See, we already solved this type of sum. The only thing is there, over there the values of these were given directly, but over here it is given that is equal to 64. The framing of the question is different. That is the only difference is this. So g is equal to, now at the place of t I put 64 raised to 2 by 3 plus 4 into, at the place of t I'll put again 64 here raised to minus 1 by 2. So g is equal to, now 64, see it is 3 in the denominator, so definitely it is possible to write 64 something raised to 3. So this I can write 4 raised to 3. This 2 by 3 power 2 by 3 remains as it is plus 4 multiplied by, at the place of 64 I do write 8 square raised to minus 1 by 2. Okay, therefore I can write g is equal to, now over here if I apply the power law, 4 raised to 3 into 2 upon 3 plus 4 multiplied by 8 raised to 2 minus 1 by 2. Here I applied the power law over here as well as over here. Now this 3 and 3 I can cancel, so I can write g is equal to 4 square plus 4 multiplied by 8 raised to minus 1. Okay, so therefore further I can write g is equal to 4 square, that is 16, plus 4 upon 8, 8 raised to minus 1, that is 1 upon 8, 1 upon 8. So therefore I can write g is equal to 16 plus 1 by 2, 4 2s are 8, so 1 by 2. Now over here I have to take LCM, so I can write g is equal to, if I take 2 as the LCM, so here I will get 16 plus 1, sorry 32 plus 1. Okay, here I will get 32 plus 1. So finally here I will get g is equal to 33 by 2. So this is my final answer. Okay, so please note it down, then we'll see the next question. Okay, so now we'll come to the next concept. See, there are some identities we already know, that is a plus b whole square, a minus b whole square, and so on. But so Now we'll see some questions related to those identities, but over there a b won't be directly a b, they will be like root a, root b, and so on. Now for a while, suppose, see, you know the identity of a plus b whole square, that is a square plus b square plus 2ab. Now instead of a and b, if I do write this, then what will be square of this, and we know that square of this is equal to this itself. So a square will be this, root b square will be b, and this will be like this. So no need to mug up identities related to this separately if you know the identities of a plus b whole square, a minus b whole square, and so on. So now we'll see some questions based on this. So very first question is simplify the following. That is, I am taking from page number 73. Okay, page 73, example 1. Simplify the following. Simplify the following. Okay, in this first one, okay, so all these example 1 to example 5, which are given on page number 73, are based on these four identities only. So I'll solve one of each type and remaining will be for your homework. So very first one is 5 plus root 5, okay, 5 plus root 5, 2 plus root 2. You have to multiply this. Okay, so it's a I can say multiplication of binomial with a binomial. So no need to remember any identity, simply I'll multiply 5 with these two, then root 5 with these two. So here I can write 5 multiplied by 2, that is 10. 5 multiplied by root 2, I do write 5 root 2. Then root 5 multiplied with 2 is 2 root 5, and here root 5 into root 2, so I do write root 10. That's it. This is the answer. So simply you have to apply the simple multiplication that you had learned in your previous classes. The only thing is that instead of direct values, here you may get the values which are within the root or might be within the cube root and so on. Now second is root 3 plus root 2 whole square. Root 3 plus root 2 whole square. So this is actually a plus b whole square. Although I can write the answer in one step only, but here for your better understanding, first I'll apply the identity and in the second step I'll simplify. So a plus b whole square gives you a square plus 2ab, that is root 3 into root 2 plus b square. Okay, a square plus 2ab plus b square. Now root 3 square is 3. I told you again and again, root x whole square is equal to x. So 3. Now over here I can write this within a single term, plus 2. So ultimately my answer is 3 plus 2, this is 5 plus 2 root 6. This is my final answer. Okay, now in the same example I'll take the third one. Third one is 2 plus root 2, 2 minus root 2. 2 plus root 2, 2 minus root 2. Now over here, if you observe carefully, this is a plus b, a minus b, and whenever we have the product of sum and difference, okay, this is the product, it is multiplication of sum of 2 and the difference of 2. So I can apply identity of a square minus b square. So here I do write 2 square minus root 2 square, a square minus b square. So 2 square is 4 and root 2 square is 2. So ultimately here I will get answer as 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. So this is my final answer. Now over here fourth one is the same actually, but okay, root 5 minus root 3, root 5 minus root 3, and root 5 plus root 3. Okay, so here again I can apply the same identity because these two questions are almost similar. Over here, if you want to check the difference, over here this is rational, this is irrational. That means this is sum of rational and irrational. And here both the terms are irrational. That is the only difference. Otherwise, you have to perform the method in the similar way. So here again we have a minus b, a plus b. So I do write a square minus b square. Now root 5 square is 5. Root 3 square is 3. So 5 minus 3 is 2. Okay, so these are the solution of all 4 questions which are given in example 1. Please note it down. Again I am repeating these all questions. You can say here I applied simple multiplication of two binomials. Here I applied the a plus b whole square. Here I applied a square minus b square. And here I applied again a square minus b square. So if you know those identities, no need to read the identities related to square root of a and b. No need to mug up those identities. Okay, so please note it down. Okay, now we'll start questions from exercise 2.3. So page number 73, exercise 2.3. Exercise 2.3. In this, first we'll see question number 2, its second one. Question number 2, its second one. Or before that, question number 1, its second one. Okay, so simplify. So root 5 plus root 2. Simplify root 5 plus root 2, root 3 plus root 2. Okay, root 5 plus root 2, root 3 plus root 2. You have to simplify this. Okay, so for simplification of this, you have to multiply this binomial. So let us see its solution. Root 5 plus root 2 into root 3 plus root 2. So this is again a multiplication of a binomial with a binomial. So I'll multiply root 5 with root 3. So again I am adding one more step for your better understanding. However, this particular step is not required. I'll multiply root 5 with this, then I'll multiply with root 2 with this. Okay, this step is actually not required, but still I am writing for your better understanding. Now root 5 multiplied by root 3. So root 5 into root 3 plus root 5 multiplied by root 2. So root 5 multiplied by root 2 plus root 2 multiplied by root 3 plus root 2 multiplied by root So this root 5 multiplied by root 3 is root 15 plus root 10 plus root 6 plus 2 or root 4. If you write root 4, ultimately that will become 2. So this is the final answer, root 15 plus root 10 plus root 6 plus 2. Okay, so after this I'll take the question, second question from second one. Okay, root 8 minus root 2, root 8 plus root 2. Okay, root 8 minus root 2, then root 8 plus root 2. So over here, if you observe, an identity is being applied, that is a minus b, a plus b. So a square minus b square. So here I can write root 8 square minus root 2 square. Okay, now root 8 square is 8 itself. Okay, root 8 square is 8 and root 2 square is 2. So 8 minus 2 is 6. Okay, so please note down these two and then we'll come to the next question. Okay, now let us see the next question. Now I will see question third and its third part. Question number 3, its third part. Again we have to simplify 2 root 5 plus 3 root 2. 2 root 5 plus 3 root 2 plus 3 root 2 whole square. Okay, so here simply you can see this is a plus b whole square. Here we have to apply the identity of a plus b whole square. Okay, so a square plus 2 into a into b plus b square. Okay, simply I applied the identity of a plus b whole square. Now I'll expand this. So 2 root 5 square, that means 2 square root 5 square. So 2 square is 4, root 5 square is 5. Okay, now here 2 into 3, 4 3s are 12 and root 5 into root 2 is 10. Okay, here 3 square is 9 and 2 root 2 square is 2. So here I'll get 20 plus 12 root 10 plus 18. Now I can add these two terms first and last because they are like terms. We can add them directly. So 20 and 18 is 38. So 38 plus 12 root 10 is the final answer. So please note it down. Okay, now we'll see next question. Question number fourth, it's third one. Question number fourth, it's third one. Root 12, root 48, root 75. Fourth, it's third one. Again, we have to simplify. Root of 12, 48, 75. 12, 48, 75. So here definitely whether they are surds or not, but definitely their orders are same. That means it is possible to multiply them directly. Okay, so let us see how to solve this. See, here I can write, see this is actually they are asking to find the square root in this way. Now to simplify it further, you must need to find the factors of these three terms, that is 12, 48 and 7. However, I know the factors of these three directly, but if you don't know how you have to proceed, so 12, factors of 12 are, it is 2 into 2 into 3, so better to, okay, 2 into 2 into 3. Then 48. Factors of 48, I can write start from 2, so here 24, then 2, so here 12, then 2, then 6, then 2, then 3, 3, then 1. So I can write 48 is equal to 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, that is 2 raised to 4 multiplied by 3. Okay, then I have 75, so if I find the factors of 75, okay, so this I'll start from 3, then 5, then 5. Okay, so 75 is equal to 3 into 5 into 5. But this is little bit time consuming. Okay, ultimately we know we have to find the square. So instead of writing 2 into 2 into 3 as 12, I'll prefer to write 4 into 3. Why? Because square root of 4 is 2, that I know directly. See, this is square root. So ultimately I have to make the pairs of two similar numbers. Okay, so here I wrote 4. So its square root I can find directly. Now 48. So if you know the table, this is 16 into 3. So this gives you two things simultaneously. See, as well as you got the pair of 3 as well as 16. It's a complete square, so I can write directly 4 for this. Now 75, that is 25 into 3. Okay, so if you know these types of multiplication, that is definitely going to save your time. And if you don't know, definitely you follow this method. So here I do write 4, then 16, then 25. First I wrote the numbers which are complete squares. Then I will write these 3. 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3. So ultimately what I am going to get, this square root of 4 gives me 2, square root of 16 gives me 4, square root of 25 gives me 5, this 3 2 times gives me 3, and this 3 remains within the root sign. Now when I multiply this, I will get my final answer. So 4 3s are 12, 12 into 10, 120. Don't multiply in this way, 2 4s are 8. However, this is also easy, but when I saw 2 and 5, this gives me 10, 4 and 3, that gave me 12, 12 into 10, 120. So my final answer is 120 root 3. So please note it down. Okay, now we'll see the next question. Okay, next question that I'm going to take fifth, its first part. Question number fifth, its first part. Here again you have to simplify 7 root 5 minus 7 root 5 minus 3 root 2, 3 root 2 multiplied by 2 root 5 plus 2 root 5 plus 4 root 2. Okay, 7 root 5 minus 3 root 2, 2 root 5 plus 4 root 2. Okay, here again you have to simplify, that means here you have to multiply. So here again this is a binomial to binomial. Okay, so let us see how to multiply this. 7 root 5 with these two. So 7 root 5 multiplied by 2 root 5 plus 4 root 2. Then minus 3 root 2 multiplied by this. So this is the very first step. Here I wrote that this first I will multiply with these two. Then with this minus sign I will multiply with these two. Now over here 7 into 2. Okay, this and root 5 multiplied by root 5 plus 7 root 5 into 4 root 2. So 7 into 4, 28, and root 5 multiplied by root 2. Here again it was possible to write, okay, better to write that only 7 into 2, 14. Okay, root 5 multiplied by, however I can directly write that root 5 into root 5 is equal to 5, but still I am taking some steps extra. Now 3 root 2 into 2 root 5. So 3 into 2, 6 multiplied by root 2 into root 5. Then minus 3 root 2 into 4 root 2. So minus 3 into 4 minus 12 and root 2 multiplied by root 2. Okay, so this gives you 14 multiplied by 5 plus 28 root 10. Okay, here root 5 into root 5 gave you 5. Root 5 into root 2 is root 10. Minus 6 root 10 minus 12 into 2. Okay, so now 14 into 5, 70. Now over here you can see these two terms are like terms. Okay, this is 28 root 10, this is 6 root 10. So 28 root 10 minus 6 root 10 gives you 22 root 10 minus 24. Now again this 70 and minus 24 are like terms. So here I can write 70 minus 24 plus 22 root 10. Now 70 minus 24 is 46 plus 22 root 10. So this is the final answer. Please note it down. Okay, now we'll see next question. That is question number 6. Its second, sixth second part. Question number 6, its second part. Here we have to divide sixth its second part. So here we have to divide root 120 by root 24. Divide root 120 by root 24. Okay, you have to divide root 120 by root 24. So let us see how to do this. So root 120 divided by root 24. So here I can see again these two are, whether they are third or not, but definitely their orders are same, so we can divide directly. So here I do write 120 root 120 upon root 24. Further, I do write this in a single radical sign like this. Now I'll simplify if it is possible. Definitely both are, however, both are divisible by 2, 3, but here I can directly see it is divisible by 12, it is divisible by 12. So here I do get 10 when I divide it by 12, and this is 2. So ultimately here I'll get root 5. So this is my final answer. Root 120 divided by root 24 is root 5. That is my final answer. So please note it down. Okay, now next we will see one more question from this, that is third one. 4 root 21 upon 6 root 20. So let us see that we have to divide. Okay, we have to divide 4 root 21 by 6 root 20 by 6 root 20. So let us see this is 4 root 21 divided by 6 root 20, that we have to do. Okay, so 4 root 21 upon 6 root 20. Okay, this we have to perform. So here we can cancel them, rational numbers. So we can cancel by 2. So 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6. Okay, and over here I can write this. Now definitely it is not possible to divide these two, but yes, it is possible to simplify this root 20. So how it is possible to simplify this? See, this I do write root 21, and over here, okay, here I can write 4 into 5. Okay, now this is root 4. Actually in denominator we have root 4, root 5. So this root 4 gives you 2. Isn't it? This root 4 gives you 2. So here I do get 2 by 3 into, okay, let me write in this way, so that will be easy to understand this. Okay, now this I can cancel again. So here I have 1 upon 3 into root 21 upon root 5. So however I can say this is my final answer, but I told you never leave the answer in which denominator is irrational. Here denominator is irrational. So to make it rational, I do multiply root 5 in the numerator as well as in the denominator. So here 1 upon 3 multiplied by root 21 upon root 5 multiplied by root 5 upon root 5. So this will become root 21 multiplied by 5, and in the numerator, sorry, in the denominator, I'll this root 5 into root 5 is 5. So my final answer is going to be root 105 upon 15. Okay, root 105 upon 15. That will be my final answer. Okay, so please note it down. Okay, so this is your homework. Please note it down. Okay, so that is all about this lecture. Now we'll meet in next lecture. Till then, bye. Thank you.